Hello again. As always, this is the Smoke Break Therapy Podcast, the most professional podcast on earth. And tonight we bring you the review of a trial with ties to the Reverend himself. Now I need to take a moment to warn the listeners. The following episode includes very graphic recordings from the public trial. Evidence which includes video and audio of the victim being poisoned. We make a lot of jokes on our shows, but this audio is truly not for everyone. It is disturbing. Please listen at your own discretion. Thanks for the support, and don't forget to always stay lit.
This is the Smoke Break Therapy Podcast. A show where we sit down with the fam to discuss important topics. We're getting super deep to Pastor Jay.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Case number 2.
Okay. Judy Church v. State of Massachusetts. Judy Church is charged with the murder of Leroy Fowler, who died on November 13th, 2022, because, allegedly, she poisoned him with antifreeze. She took the antifreeze, put it in his Powerade, so he drank it, and then called 911 to report that he must have ingested something and was pulling the bedroom apart with a bloody nose. When paramedics arrived, they found the victim with an altered mental status and in medical distress. He was taken to a hospital and died days later when he was removed from life support. When doctors told Fowler's family that they believed his kidney damage was a result of antifreeze poisoning, they immediately contacted the police. When police interviewed Ms. Church at her home, she refused to let detectives inside the door, choosing to speak to them outside. She denied that Fowler ate or drank anything before the incident. Church's adult son, Douglas, suggested that Fowler had suffered from carbon monoxide poisoning. Would like to note that Leroy lived with Judy at the time of the incident. They lived together. Detectives spoke with Fowler's family, who said that the victim had been in a relationship with Church for years, but he had also had a second girlfriend. His stepson told officers that he previously told them they thought Church could be poisoning him because every time he leaves Judy's residence, he feels better. The stepson also told police that Church had offered him $10,000 to kidnap Fowler from his second girlfriend's house, tie him up, and bring him back to her. Fowler's family told investigators that Church also took out a life insurance policy on the victim approximately 1 year before his death. So.
Alright, now you gave me too much information at once. Can we get a look at the players? Can we get an image of the players here?
Yeah, sure. This is the...
Show me the woman.
This is the woman.
Oh, wait. Where is this, by the way? Did you even say that? Yeah, come on.
Salisbury, Mass.
Salisbury, Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
This is Miss Church and the boyfriend, Leroy.
So that's the chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's her, and that's him.
Leroy, that guy looks like someone.
He was... let me see. They were about 10 years apart at the time, I believe. She was a little older than him.
He looks like someone, though. Is that their only picture together?
Well, I think they have some others, like this one.
Oh, boy.
And this one.
And so this was done over time then. If he says that, like, you know, I always feel better when I leave her house and stuff, like, that implies that it was...
Right. He had suspected that she was doing something to him because he'd feel better when he left. So...
That's so interesting. And what was his symptoms while he was there? Did you say that yet?
I haven't yet.
Okay. I'm so curious. Because, like, if they're not... They must be so slight symptoms for him not to question it. You know what I mean? Like, if he feels better when he leaves, implies that it's just a little better. It's not like, oh, I stopped throwing up every second, you know? Like,
right. Well, it must be... Let me see. It must have been. She must have given him more that day to finish it or something.
That doesn't matter. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, what were the side effects of when he would do the small shit?
Okay, yes.
Or like when the small shit. Because then, I hope he's not dumb enough to not realize that, like, you stopped, feeling poisoned.
Right.
Like, it must have been slight.
So it's from day 1 of the trial. The trial is still ongoing at this time. They were on day 6, I believe.
And what court is this?
Salem Superior Court.
Oh my God, I'm there all the time.
Ah, what do you know?
That's funny.
The opening statement for the prosecution was that the relationship between Judy Church and Mr. Fowler was toxic and horrible because he had another girlfriend and Church was not happy about her. Church wrote in a notebook about Fowler saying she hated being alone, hated him for lying, and called Fowler's other girlfriend some names.
Okay, wait. So, backtrack. They think she did it for what? Because he has another.
Because he has another girlfriend, she was jealous.
And now this wasn't an open thing, right? Like she thinks he's cheating, right? Like, is that?
No, she knew he had another girlfriend.
Okay.
I don't think I don't know that much, but I wouldn't think it's thinking he's cheating because she knows about the other girlfriend. She knows he goes over there.
So maybe he's just like.
I think it's one of those where she knows about it. She's not happy about it, but she just kind of.
Yeah, but like, is it an agreed upon thing? Is he just a?
Don't know because.
Actually, the more I think about this is such a Salisbury thing to happen.
Because as far as I know, one of the days that they talked about it, he had the other girlfriend for a good few years. It wasn't just like
shit.
He'd been with Miss.
She's the side piece.
No, she's the main girlfriend. The other girlfriend he'd been with for a couple of years. He's been with her since 2015, 2016.
Oh shit! Okay.
So they're about 6 years together, or so.
Interesting.
But she called the police on November 11th, 2022, which was his birthday, saying he was sick and he could not stand or walk properly.
November 11th, like 11/11.
11/11/22. 11/11/22.
That's even weirder.
Saying he was sick, couldn't walk properly. He died on November 13th, 2 days later. She told different people different stories about what happened. The police say she previously threatened to poison him. And there's a video that says, alleged killer girlfriend said, if he ever cheats, I'll poison him.
That's a video of her saying it?
That's 60 minutes long.
Did you say 60?
16.
And some parts of the relationship were pretty good. They lived together at her house in Salisbury. They had purchased a home in Florida.
It's really loud.
Had some dogs.
The audio from day 1 was terrible. It's as loud as I have it, and it's only on the left side.
Oh god, that's why I couldn't hear. That's stupid.
Yeah, they had some issues with audio.
I was saying there's nothing happening.
After the openings, but that's fine.
Yeah.
If you choose to take, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
The first day was a bit of a mess.
If you choose to take notes, just bear in mind.
It always is in that court.
You pointed out too when I sent you the information. You're like, "Wow, that was a mess." You tuned in for like 5 seconds.
That relationship was not a relationship. It was a toxic, horrible, horrible relationship. The primary reason why that relationship was so bad was that Mr. Fowler had another girlfriend. Everybody knew that he had 2 girlfriends. Everybody accepted it, but I think it's fair to say no one, either of those 2 women were happy. Miss Church was not happy about it at all. You'll get the chance to read many of the entries that she put in her notebook describing the way she thought about this relationship. There's one that
This is ongoing, right?
Yeah.
I hate being alone. I hate you for all the lies. It's just a representation of these many, many diary entries, notebook entries that she put in both her written notebooks and in the notes section of her iPhone.
That's funny.
She cataloged things that he did to her that made her feel
Just to take a
unbalanced,
shit, like when I'm not
unloved,
working, or when I'm
unwanted.
working, but I'm not like, I don't
And
have a
it's easy
case.
to
I just sit there
understand
sometimes. I just
where
watch shit
Reverend
like
Church
this,
is
and I'm
coming
like,
from.
oh man, this is
Nobody
like,
wants
Yeah.
to feel they are not the primary person in their loved one's life. Nobody wants to know that when things get bad in your relationship, your partner leaves and goes to his other place. But that's what was going on, and that's what has been going on for years in this particular relationship. And that's what brought us here today. That's what caused the death of Mr. Fowler. On November 11th, 2022, it's actually Mr. Fowler's birthday. And that morning, the defendant, Ms. Church, called the police because Mr. Fowler was sick. He was in bad shape. He was stumbling around the apartment, couldn't stand up, couldn't get his feet.
Was he drunk?
He really couldn't talk, form any words.
It
Every
mimics
time he tried
being
to pull
drunk.
himself up, and get off the
Ethylene
ground,
glycol poisoning.
he would
Oh,
fall back.
right.
The beginning effects are
right,
kinda-
right.
So after this went on for a couple of hours, this church called, police called the ambulance, and they came, and they see the same things. They see the same things that are wrong. Excuse me, Mr. Fowler. She called 911 and she says, my boyfriend must have ingested something. The first sign that you're going to hear is something was just a little bit off about this whole thing. Now, how does she know that he ingested something? He had all sorts of health problems, pacemaker. He was complaining about illnesses leading up to this. But she immediately tells the police, immediately tells the EMTs that he must have ingested something. She's mostly not able to talk while they're there. Can't get him to stand up. They're holding him up, keeping him from falling to the floor. Since he's sitting on the floor, they have to hold him up. At some point, he asks about his dog. And at some point, he may have said something about some Parkinson's. Now, he was no saint. He already said that he had another girlfriend. He used cocaine from time to time. But there's not going to be any evidence at all that Mr. Fowler wanted to harm himself, and he was in any way thinking of ending his life, that he had any thoughts of suicide. In fact, in the months leading up to his death, he was concerned about his health, trying to figure out what
Can you
was
pause
wrong
this
with him,
real
how
quick?
he-
So, I mean, this is pretty cut and dry, really. Like, what is she gonna say? Oh, I didn't poison him. If he's like literally
Right.
got it in his
It's
fucking system,
in his
right?
system.
Like, yeah. Like, what else could this be? Like,
I watched some of today's stream. They had the medical examiner on there who did the autopsy and found the crystals in his kidneys, which are the sign of ethylene glycol poisoning.
there you go.
And then, what else did they have? They had someone else on there. But, you know, it's... How else are you going to get poisoned by ethylene glycol?
Yeah.
Which is common to, you know, in
Especially if there's people saying that he suspected it based on
Right.
why he didn't leave her. I don't fucking know. But like,
I mean, to me, the defense is grasping at straws for this case. Because they're asking whatever they can to see if they can get something. Because they don't really have much of a case.
yeah. So just let it go, bro.
Because it's pretty clear.
You did this.
How else?
You did this.
How did he get this into his system? Did he knowingly pour it in and drink it?
Not suicidal.
And how do you accidentally get antifreeze in your drink? Someone has to put it there. And it's not the company that makes Powerade. Because there'd be a lot more cases of that than just this one guy who drank this one bottle. And it wasn't in the bottle, as far as I know, it was in a cup. So she poured it in a cup for him. And put it by his bed.
Weird.
And he drank it.
They look old. How old are they?
He was 52. And she's 60
Woof. Woof.
something.
Woof.
She's 67. And he was, I'm assuming, yeah, he's 55. So,
And
minus
so-
3 years, 65 and 55. Well, 64.
He's
No.
just saying numbers at this point.
Well, about 9-10 years difference.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Rob's tie to this case is that is his ex-girlfriend, actually, who is the murderer. And,
Yeah, definitely.
welcome.
Yeah, definitely.
What was it like making love to Wrinkles?
It was bumpy.
Ew.
It was ribbed for my pleasure.
Wow. That
Well, it had
was
to be
dark.
said. Let's see. The defense's opening statement says, Leroy left his family and started a relationship with Judy while he was a tenant in her home. Fowler began an affair with Barbara Randall, breaking Judy's heart. And they described Judy as a bit of a fool, but not a murderer. Because that's all they had for their opening defense. The dispatch coordinator for the Salisbury Police Department received a phone call regarding Fowler's medical issue, sent to call the ambulance. The jury heard... Well, let's hear the 911 call. Because that's the thing we can have. See if...
Good morning, ma'am. It's a nice loud voice. Could you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your last name?
Sure. My name is Monica Carnes, C-A-R-N-E-S,
Hey, ma'am, where do you work?
Salisbury, Massachusetts Police Department.
How long have you worked for the Salisbury Police Department, ma'am?
Approximately 23 years.
Let me see if I can just... It's an 8-minute long clip, but I'm going to see if I can just find the...
The Salisbury Police Department.
I'm the dispatch coordinator.
I wonder if it's right about...
I basically run dispatch.
Salt Lake Police Department, City Court, where's your emergency? Yes, 108 Central Ave, we need an ambulance. What's going on there? I don't know, my boyfriend must have ingested something, and he can't stand, and I can't help him, and he's torn the bedroom apart trying to stand. Now his nose is bleeding, and he told me call the ambulance. Okay, is he having difficulty or just difficulty standing like he sounds like he's in pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's in pain because he's hit everything in his bedroom. Okay. Is there an apartment number 108? Yeah, you have to come up the ramp to the first set of stairs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is transfer you to like an ambulance, so just giving you for your arrival instructions if this is delaying anyone, okay? Okay, we don't want to go. We're not going to do it, you hear me?
Ambulance.
And like I said, I'm call for a transfer phone call, just confirm the address and phone number, so.
Call the address of the emergency.
108 Central Ave, second floor. Just to come up the ramp up towards the beach and take the first set of stairs out with for you.
All right, repeat that address for verification, please.
108 Central Ave.
And that's the ramp towards the beach.
Yes. November 11, 2022, 8:04:23. November 11.
What the fuck is happening?
I think it's just the time of the call.
Was that an accurate,
So that was a phone call.
an
But
accurate recording of the 911 call?
Did you notice she told the dispatch third set of stairs, and then she told the ambulance guy first set of stairs.
Yeah.
I mean, she said, I'll wait for you, so maybe it was just easier, but still. Why would you tell them
It's
different
sketch, it's
stairs,
sketch.
different sets of stairs?
She could be frazzled. She is old.
Right. I mean, anyone could be frazzled calling 911.
Sure.
But she does seem a little calm. She's like, well, I think my boyfriend might have ingested something. I don't know. He's flailing all around the bedroom. He told me to call the ambulance.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I definitely think she did it, but I'm just,
Right. You gotta look at both sides.
Yeah.
Because people can be calm under pressure.
Yeah.
I'm a calm under pressure kind of person. So,
I dig that.
Thank you. The firefighter on the scene, Adam Foss, entered the building, found him in medical distress, unable to communicate. He was only making noise at the time. They did show his body cam footage to the jury.
Oh, how convenient.
So he had body cam footage. Because Salisbury knows what's up. The fire lieutenant, Matthew Swempson, entered the apartment. Swempson. Entered the apartment, saw Leroy moaning and sitting on the floor of the bedroom. Called his name, but he was unable to answer and was reaching out with his arms. He attempted to get vital signs, but it was difficult because he kept moving. Breathing and pulse were fine. He recommended Fowler be transported to the hospital for further care. The EMT took over medical assistance at the scene from the firefighters. Noticed he was sick, lethargic, and confused. Asked Fowler how he was feeling and about possible drug use. He was able to describe how he was feeling and was able to identify himself. He admitted using Percocet the night before. And they transported him via an ambulance to the hospital.
Be tripping. He's on that Percocet. Damn.
Yes. His older sister, Tammy, testified that day too. She knew both of his girlfriends, and she was very mad when she was on the stand. She was mad that why Judy Church didn't let her know about his condition for 11 hours. He was in the hospital for 11 hours before she even called any of the family members. She waited all day. And then, so during a phone conversation, Church said that Fowler made a comment that Church may have put something in his drink, in his milkshake. So he told his older sister that...
She might have put something in the milkshake.
Right. Well, it says during a phone conversation, Church said that Fowler made a comment that Church may have put something in his milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she was talking to his sister. His sister Tammy became suspicious of Church. Church made a comment regarding jokes about poisoning him. So he's joking about poisoning her. The registered nurse from Anna Jake's hospital, Megan Worthfaus, treated him upon his arrival to the hospital. He was in an altered state, confused, unable to follow directions. His son, Leroy, also on the stand that day, had a phone conversation with him the day before. Said Church would buy Fowler things so he wouldn't visit his other girlfriend. She tried to bribe him to stay there, not go see the other girl. He said he liked sweets, but he couldn't really taste them due to a previous COVID infection. Learned his father was in the hospital on November 11th. Saw his father on November 13th when he was on a ventilator. And made the decision with other family members to pull the plug and remove him. And that was just all day one.
Damn.
Day two is where it got crazy because they showed the video. Haven't even told about this point. Judy filmed him and took photographs of him before she called the ambulance while he was in pain on the floor, flailing around, trying to stand up.
Why?
All that. Don't know.
Oh boy.
But and then there's a video of her. It almost sounds like she's giddy. She's like, "Do you want me to call an ambulance? You gotta ask for it. Ask for the ambulance. What did you ingest? They're gonna ask me, so I need to know what did you take? What did you take? Let me know. Tell me, because they're gonna ask me." She wanted something for them to say. His son returned to the stand on day two. He talked about living above them. Talked about living above Judy Church. He lived with her after his breakup with his child's mother. Judy had voodoo dolls of Barbara Randall and would stick them with pins. So his other girlfriend.
That's creepy. Voodoo dolls?
Sergeant Thomas Sullivan of the Massachusetts State Police conducted digital forensics on her phone. He found the videos recorded by her showing Fowler struggling on the floor. The video of you having fun as he struggles on the floor.
She said that?
Yeah.
That's not what you said.
That's one of them.
That's worse. That's way worse. Oh, is this it?
This is some of...
Are they playing the
Each
videos?
one of them has a sort of a time associated with them. Is that correct? Yes, the November 11, 2022, and the time is associated with the created.
As you can see, the audio is much better. Day 2.
The data where it says it was created, which means it was stored to the phone at that time.
Okay, so the first one that we just watched would have been stored to the phone at 7:29 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Jesus. He does. He looks like he's super plastered. That's what it looks like, honestly.
Yeah. Like, why would you take so many videos?
Right.
What benefit is it going to bring you?
So bad.
Like, you're not even going to help him?
You can't even get out, man.
You're going to let him flail around? I see someone like that, my immediate first thought is, I'm not calling them an ambulance. They're not okay.
This is so bad, man. It looks like such a slow, painful death.
Yeah. I feel bad for the family sitting there in court watching these. Because they get to just watch him die again.
What the fuck? That's fucking... That's weird. If that's happening in court. What's happening?
I don't know. The video is still playing on our end. Seems like it's having issues. That was weird. I think it was just the stream of Court TV. It got all fuzzy there.
Hi, Judy.
Heard him say Judy. Does it sound like it?
Said something.
Maybe you should puke and get whatever you took out of your system.
She's clearly trying to, like, make him look like an addict. Like,
Right. She wants him to admit that he did something, so he could be like, "See, he said it. He took this. It was him."
That's why she's taping it.
You having fun?
I don't think he looks like he's having fun.
That's damning stuff.
No way she gets off with this.
No.
If she does, then system's broken.
That's the weight of the bathroom. He hasn't gotten far.
You're not gonna help him?
Maybe 6 feet. I tried to help him and he pushed me right into the door jamb. So
There's the answer to your question, Rob.
Yeah.
he's not taking me out with him.
How's he gonna take you out? This one's a long one.
It's all kind of the same.
Why are you pulling that closer to you? You hit your head on it 5 or 6. Nice. Nice. Is that helpful?
It's basically like someone's just extremely drunk.
Right.
And they can't.
Oh, there goes the head. That's 7 times.
So now, did they do this on day 2?
Yeah, this was day 2.
Boy, I'm hoping you're really enjoying those pills, honey.
Hope you're really enjoying those pills, honey. Just trying to get him to say that he took some pills.
This has been going on for over an hour.
This has been going on for over an hour. But yeah, so that was just on day 2. All that.
And then, so what else happened on day 2?
Detective Brian Verney of the Salisbury Police Department spoke with Judy Church. They showed the body cam of the footage of the conversation was played in court. So like the conversation they had when he got there.
Mm.
The emergency room physician's assistant testified she observed Leroy in the hospital, noticed he was unable to respond, incoherent, unable to follow commands, and thrashing on the stretcher. Unable to administer a cerebral fluid test because uncooperative. Lab work came back with abnormal results.
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant David Strong, Massachusetts State Police, executed a search warrant at the home, which was described as dirty and cluttered. Found several empty bottles, including a de-icer bottle, which previously contained an orange liquid.
Oof.
A Powerade fruit punch bottle, which should have had red liquid, appeared to have orange liquid in it. And 2 notebooks were found in the bedroom. And those are the highlights of day 2.
Damn.
Day 3, his other girlfriend testified, Barbara Randall, testified that she began her relationship with Leroy Fowler approximately 8 years ago. Oh, 8 years ago.
Yeah, bitch, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't, apparently. After reconnecting on Facebook, and the couple had an off and on relationship. Randall became aware of Church after dating Fowler for approximately 6 months. She referred to Church with the nickname Grandma. As far as I know, Randall's younger than him. So, makes sense. Leroy Fowler's stepson, Michael Hawkins, testified. He saw Leroy Fowler as a stepfather, got him into construction, Fowler told him that he thought Church was poisoning him. He described symptoms such as stomach bloating, dizziness, diarrhea, vomiting, and difficulty breathing.
I was thinking about.
Oh, yes, exactly. The forensic scientist, Massachusetts State Police, Jessica Brown, examined evidence such as Rain-X de-icer and the Powerade bottle. The red Powerade bottle had an orange liquid residue. She did not test the liquid in the Powerade bottle. The nephrologist, Naomi Shin, addressed Fowler's test results and acknowledged the victim's use of cocaine, discussed how kidney disease impacts health. His brother-in-law, William Eaton, worked with Fowler Roofing Company, had a child with Fowler's sister. This is misleading in that, I don't know, these might be AI, but, because it says, had a child with Fowler's sister. Fowler had a child with his sister. Oh, with William Eaton's sister, okay. The clarification there. I was like, that was confusing.
Rob, I don't mean to cut you short, but...
Hey there. The Reverend decided he was too good to do a follow-up to this episode because his priorities are all messed up. I'm here to tell you that they did find this crazy old lady guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. We all already knew that just from hearing that fucked up audio, but it's good to know that the system works once in a blue moon.
Oh, thank you.